Hello everyone, this is Professor Derek Smith. Welcome to Get CISSP Certified, How to Think Like a Manager for the CISSP exam, question number 1. Here's the first question. Which of the following is the most important reason to verify the media sanitization process? 1. Human error. 2. Adherence to security policy. 3. Confidentiality. Or 4. Shredder collaboration. Let's start by looking at exam strategy and mentality. You need to get your exam mentality in gear to face 4 choices that seemingly are correct, but only one will be the true ultimate high-level answer. Focus on the words, the most important reason. The new CISSP Computer Adaptive Testing or CAT style exam was implemented as a maximum 3-hour exam instead of the previous 6 hours. Whether you have just started studying for the exam or are a few days away from it, take your time with practice questions. You will not be able to go back and review questions on the real exam anymore. So with this and all other questions, argue with yourself over why choice A, B, C, or D is the most important reason. Alternatively, you can also take this practice question and look for the least important reason first. This technique increases your chances of getting the question correct by eliminating a choice that may seem less important than the others, while getting you closer to the most important answer. If shredder calibration is less important than accounting for human error, choice D can be eliminated. At a high level, the least important reason would have a lower impact on the 3 core foundations of security: confidentiality, integrity, or availability. The most important reason will have a wider impact. So let's think like a manager here for a second. A manager would go with the choice which, if not considered, would have the most negative impact to not only the media sanitization process, but also every other type of process. So let's begin this question by looking at the types of media sanitization. First is clearing. This is to overwrite and replace confidential data spaces on media with something meaningless using approved software or hardware techniques. Next we have purging. That's to completely overwrite data on a disk by degaussing or firmware commands which would lead data to be unrecoverable with a high level of confidence. And last is destruction. Physical destruction is the only way to truly make data unrecoverable and to render the media useless. Destruction methods include shredding, pulverizing, disintegration, and incineration. So let's go over some essentials here. Look for the choice that plays an all-encompassing and authoritative role in all of the other remaining choices. Sometimes it helps to change the question to what it really wants us to know. What the question really is asking is, why does the CISSP exam want me to know the most important reason to verify that there is no data left over after sanitization? A would be there are always mistakes. B would be nothing happens without a policy. C would be secrets must be kept confidential. Or D would be proper operation of shredding devices. CISSP practice questions are complex for a reason, to prepare you for the real exam. It works in your favor to really break down the question and the given choices. It's important to get the question correct, but it's more important to understand why the other choices are wrong. The real exam does not care whether you can memorize encryption ciphers, OSI model protocol numbers, or the steps of the software development lifecycle. The exam tests whether you can apply those concepts. Let's look at the first potential answer, and that was human error. Humans will always make mistakes. That is not the most important reason, but it is one reason we should verify that data has been totally sanitized without a shred of data remnants. Data custodians can make mistakes when sanitizing data or any other process that requires human development. In addition to the verification process post-sanitization, proper personnel training should be conducted pre-sanitization to ensure adequate skill and competency. The second choice was adherence to security policy, and this is the correct answer. A security policy produced by the leadership team contains the direction, scope, and general structure in which an organization will maintain, secure, and define the acceptable risk thresholds of their information system. Policies address potential threats along with the strategies to mitigate and recover from them. It could disrupt internal stability if the policies and directives of the company leadership are ignored. This in turn could lead to the inability to deal with external instability. Policies must be followed, as they are what allows an organization to actually remain organized while moving forward with revenue-driven momentum. A policy document will not go into specifics. That responsibility falls on supporting documents such as standards, baseline guidelines, and procedures, but will serve as the high-level directive on whether data should be cleared, purged, destroyed, or any other method the business requires. It will be the basis on whether systems should be rendered useless after use or if they should be sanitized for reuse. Adherence to security policy is the most important reason to verify the sanitization process, as it will answer the who, what, when, and why. B is the only choice that ideally would include accounting for human error, upholding confidentiality, and the maintenance of physical destruction devices in a policy and any other supporting document such as standard, baseline, or procedure. Security policies are mandatory if an organization wants to provide direction and show support of their protection of security issues. The next choice was confidentiality. Confidentiality is one of the core foundations upon which security is built, along with integrity and availability. Hard drives that contain residual data, even after sanitization methods have been performed, would breach confidentiality, making choice C the next best choice. Why is choice B more important than choice C? Because it takes a data security policy from senior management to initiate a data classification process, to label something as confidential. A policy is what essentially determines which data is to be classified as confidential, sensitive, private, or any other classification. Let's take a look at a core CISSP concept. Nothing happens without a policy from within an organization on the CISSP exam or real life. From a security governance perspective, a policy shows support from senior management. Financially, it shows the organization is willing to allocate the necessary funds to support the policy. Let's look at the last choice you had, shredder calibration. A hard drive shredder does one thing: it shreds. It does not shred some or a portion of the data, it shreds everything. There's less worry about the result of a hard drive shredder containing data remnants than the other three choices. The sanitization method of physical destruction provides visual and absolute verification. There's nothing to check afterwards except pieces of metal. For added security, material unrelated to the original data can be mixed in to add another level of confusion in case of reconstruction efforts. Choice D is the least important reason to verify the sanitization process. Think like a manager. Data is not recoverable after going through a shredder, and neither is a hard drive. Physical destruction is not an option if the organization wants to save money and reuse media. Always think about saving money while also trying to maximize security. If the business does not make money, there will be no security. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed question number 1 for how to think like a manager for the CISSP exam. If you want to learn more about how to prepare for the CISSP exam like a manager, you want to make sure that you check out the other 24 videos in this series as they become available. Also, if you're looking for tips on what the CISSP certification is all about and how to best prepare for it, you can pick up my free conversational guide to the CISSP certification at the URL you see on the screen. And finally, if you're looking for an excellent live online course or recorded course to help you prepare for the CISSP exam, you want to check out my CISSP exam course at www.getcissspcertified.com. And here's a bonus for you. When you sign up for my very reasonably priced course, you also get a bonus free luxury trip to help you celebrate either you studying for the exam successfully or passing the exam successfully. And there's over 100 locations available for you, and all accommodations are paid for by me. So hopefully I'll see you in the course, and I'll see you on the next video.